This is Moonshine and Music with Joe Shelton. Wait a minute, that's me. Anyway, we're going to bring you some inspiring songwriters, musicians, and maybe some side challenges and other stuff around the music industry. So stick with us right now, because the show is coming your way. Woo! Moonshine and Music starts right now. All right, welcome to Moonshine and Music. Today we have Tommy Icarus as our guest.
Yeah.
The fancy gentlemen are here on the stage of Moonshine and Music today. So, have you watched many of the episodes, Tommy? Do you know what this is what this is all about?
No.
Or we're like throwing you into the spotlight without...
Man. It's on the spot. I have no idea.
All right, that's cool.
No homework was done.
Okay, so what's your favorite... No, I'm not going to start off with that. Tell us where you grew up and, a little bit about your background,
Okay. My mom and I are originally from the north side of Chicago, but I moved down here to Westfield, actually not very far away, and went to high school there. And I have spent probably my formative years in Indiana and lived out in Virginia for a while and traveled around a bit, but yeah.
So you were out in Westfield. Did you go to like Carmel School?
No, I went to Westfield High School.
Westfield High School?
Yeah, just a stone's throw away from Carmel though.
Yeah, you actually, did you throw stones in that direction, or was it's a big rivalry, right? Westfield and Carmel?
I don't know. I never paid attention to any of that.
So did you play any sports growing up or anything like that?
No, punk rock. Started a punk band, and that's all I did. And so there was a lot of camaraderie between the bands that went to Carmel and Westfield. We just had a good time.
Oh, I see. Great. So you guys were like kumbaya up there.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's cool. So like punk band, what was the first band name that you had? What did you...
Oh, the first band name was Spork.
Spork?
Yeah, Spork, because I would always go to Taco Bell and I would just steal all the sporks and like shove them into my shirt and try to be as inconspicuous as I could be, but I wasn't.
Was this like rebellion? You were stealing all the sporks, or did you actually need cutlery?
No, I was a total asshole. I did it just because. Yeah. That would be like a bi-daily occurrence. So I named my first band Spork, and it was a very shitty pop-punk band, but we had a great time.
Of course, you didn't need to steal like the sauces from Taco Bell, because they throw like 4 million of them in your sack anyway, right?
Yeah.
So the sporks,
one soft
the sporks
taco,
give you a little
the rest
extra.
Of the bag is filled to the top with.
Is that so you could like make a soup out of those and eat them with the spork?
No, really, no. It was just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it. I like that.
I opened up my sock drawer one day and I realized that the entire thing was full of sports. And, yeah.
Sock drawer full of sports.
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting song topic.
Yeah.
We get.
Yeah, we can do that.
Wow, we might do that someday.
Down.
So when you, what happened with Spork? Was it a long time thing? Did you have like a?
No, only a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I was 14 at the time.
Right.
Yeah, so it's been a spell.
So when did you start playing? How did that happen?
About 13 years old. I borrowed a friend's bass, and I think it was an MXPX album. One of their earlier albums had just come out, and I was like, God, this is awesome. And so I started learning a bunch of songs from them. So thank you, MXPX, for inspiring me to start playing music. And it was just punk rock from there on out, like Bad Religion, Operation Ivy, early AFI, all that sort of stuff. It was my bread and butter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, because your songs now are not necessarily punk.
Not at all.
So all. I mean, yeah. So what changed? Where did that? How did you develop as a songwriter through there?
All right. Well, it was probably my upbringing. My parents they have fantastic taste in music. So I remember hearing Elton John and Led Zeppelin and Rush and Pink Floyd, all these various amazing artists growing up, and God, it just imprinted itself on me. They had a very wide and eclectic taste. Everything from like European prog rock to, Buddy Guy and Muddy Waters. So it was, yeah. So a lot of that just kind of weaved its way in. I have a particular predilection for probably like 80s European rock, like Bowie, Peter Gabriel. He's my favorite of all time, definitely. So
Peter Gabriel has some really cool live stuff out on the internet. I remember there was a I'm trying to think of the song. I remember that it was the Long Live Awesome version I saw on YouTube. That was actually the title. This is the Long Live Awesome version.
He's done so many cool things, like suspending upside down. Like there's a song he did with his daughter where they're like walking upside down in this track, and another one where he's in the ball, and like lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. It was one of those things, and the song, like, it was a I forget what song it was, but it was a hit that was like 3 minutes on the radio, and this version was like 20 minutes.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
It was like full on prog, you know.
Yeah.
And so it was. I'm like drawing a blank at the moment. It'll come to me after the episode's over.
Right on.
But yeah, that was you know, that's an interesting influence. I mean, I can kind of hear it in some of your songs. Are you honestly? So where have you been playing around? Here, you know, just locally in Indianapolis, or have you been branching out to other cities? What all have you done?
So recently, I would say over the past couple of years, it's been mostly local stuff. But actually, really starting this year, I'm transitioning into touring regionally all around the Midwest, and then going to go out further and further. So this is kind of the first year since I was like in my early 20s that I'm starting to tour again consistently, and I missed it dearly. Oh, yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a good year.
Yeah. So what do you got scheduled? Where are you going?
I couldn't tell you if my life depended on it.
Oh, you don't
It's
have,
just
you don't
on,
have
it's just on a Google Doc.
Well, we'll link to your web presence so people can find out where you're going to play.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I know that you're probably going to play some shows here in Indianapolis. What do you got coming up? What's the next thing that's happening?
I don't remember.
You got something in March, April? Because that's when we're going to be airing.
I have lots of things in March and April, but
you have no memory.
No.
You like literally put it in the Google Doc and then just forget?
Yeah.
Is that
and just set a reminder, and then it's like, oh, this is coming up this week. Haha. It's great.
Wow, that's, you know, everybody does it different.
Yeah.
When you sit down to write a song, I mean, do you have a certain, you know, like pattern that you go through, or is it like that, like a spur of the moment, jump in?
That's a good question. I think every song is its own monster, and sometimes I'll wake up out of sleep and immediately have this song that already has these melodies and a hook already formed, and I just have to kind of pour myself into it and spend time bringing out different things and arranging it. Other times I sit down and I'm just like, what am I feeling now? What do I want to convey? And I'll begin to play something and a song will form around it. But regardless, it's always, for me, it's always an emotional release. It's always my way to kind of make sense of the world and kind of bring some sanity to my own life. It's kind of how I articulate my own existence, I guess. So, yeah, that's...
So do you have a beat on what you're going to play for us today?
No, I'm usually still very, very sleeping at this point, so we'll see.
So whatever comes out of you up there is going to be exciting.
Actually, I just released a single the other day for the new upcoming album, and it's called Survivors, and I'll definitely play that. Like,
all right,
that'd be a fun song.
So the new song Survivors, is it on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere?
No, it will be once the full album drops. Right now, I just have the single up on Bandcamp, so TommyIcarus.bandcamp.
All right, so everybody can go to Tommy Icarus Bandcamp and find Survivors. Well, you ready to play for us?
Probably.
All right, man. Tommy's going to be back with us in another episode where he does the 60-minute songwriting challenge. But for now, we're going to have him come up there and perform a couple, 3 songs for y'all. You're all going to see one of them today. The other 2 are going to be on this new thing we have called Moonshine Moments. Ooh. So that's going to be exciting.
Tasty. All right.
Yeah. So do Survivors first. They'll get to see that in the episode.
All right, cool.
And then the other songs we'll put out in the other in the Moonshine Moments thing that's coming up. Thank you, Tommy. We'll be right back on Moonshine and Music.
Sweet. All right. This song is called Survivors. Did it seriously just die?
No, it's working.
Oh, I'm going to do that again then. I saw your hands go up and I'm like, huh. A bit skittish now, I guess. This song is called Survivors. You see a criminal, you see a fiend, consulting with the violin, no matter what scene. Who can adjudicate? Who can be fair when the bombs start falling and ignite the air?
felt the pain, let's have some fun. We'll live it up till the day is done. Oh, alien, you are stronger than the modern man. We are the survivors. We are. I'd rather like the idea of holding on till it's done. The blood upon the hands, but shit, they're having won. And when they fall, no, we won't deny it. We will rise as the survivors. The modern man, it's a cold art, but they're done. We felt the pain, let's have some fun. We'll live it up till the day is done. Oh, alien, you are stronger than the modern man. Time to fight, time to heal. Now is the time to reveal. Just a soul with a song and a choice in hand. Time to pass, time to stand. Oh, alien, you are stronger than the modern man. We are the survivors. We are the survivors.
Yeah, thank you.
Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Notlehs Entertainment. Copyright 2019, all rights reserved. Our producer is Joe Shelton. Our cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. On cameras and all sorts of other stuff, Bailey Shelton. And our staff guru is Brent Schlemmer. Join us each Sunday for more episodes of Moonshine and Music.